Thank you, Leader Scalise. Couple of questions. One, what is your response to the criticisms that have come out of the House Freedom Caucus, such as the ability for the OMB director to waive the pay-go rule? And second, do you think the House vote is going to be as tight? Did you do a whip count in the conference?
Well, the whip happened as soon as the text was filed, and then, you continue to go through and call members and answer questions, and that's going on as we speak. That's nothing new. But, when you think about the things that are not in the bill, and I know some people want to just talk about what's not in the bill or, what about this waiver? This is just the first step. Anybody who thinks this is the end of reforming Washington, for God's sake, we've been waiting for years to get a chance to finally turn the direction of this country around so that we can get away from this mentality that every year Washington thinks it could just keep printing money, spending money it doesn't have, raising taxes, creating new programs, and ultimately taking freedoms away from the American people. And that change starts with this bill. But it's the beginning, not the end. There's an appropriations process that we can't wait to get started in addressing some of the other problems that we want to deal with. This administration started this whole process. Go back. When Speaker McCarthy first said, I want to sit down with the president, start talking about the debt ceiling, not in June or even May, but in January. And the White House said, no, we're not going to negotiate, period. Well, guess what? A lot of red lines. They said, we're not even going to talk about work requirements in the bill. We negotiated a lot of these points. Now we're going to start the appropriations process after this. Now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but we've been having these conversations already about the next steps that need to happen. This is going to be an ongoing process, this whole 2-year cycle, until we finally get a president who actually cares about getting control over spending and getting our economy turned around and addressing the inflation that's crushing so many families across this country. So this is just getting started.
Last question. Can you help us understand the side deals that are not in the bill, specifically the IRS money, the $20 billion, all of those rescissions, and the veterans, protection of the veterans spending? What is the guarantee? What is the agreement? Is that on paper somewhere? And how can you be sure that appropriations chairs who weren't involved in this will do it?
Well, a lot of questions, so let me try to answer at least a few of those. First, we have caps at $886 for defense and $704 for non-defense. You've seen that. Underlying that $704 for non-defense, we've accepted the president's number on veterans. That's included in our agreement, and our appropriators know that, which builds back down to $583 for the cap for non-veterans, non-defense discretionary. Simple to write. So that's the number the appropriators have to work with. We also have a down payment in this package of a $1.4 billion rescission of the IRS. That takes away the full enforcement budget for this fiscal year. That's the down payment to say you can't hire any new IRS agents. We bank that and book it in this deal. And then we have a pledge from the administration they'll be willing to take $10 billion of cuts this coming fiscal year from IRS and 10 the following year. That's what they've already pre-agreed to. Those are the understandings that we've conveyed to the Appropriations Committee. We've read in our side in the House on that arrangement, and then we'll give the Appropriations Committee full authority to write these 302Bs to their fulfillment.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see y'all. I'll see y'all on the floor tomorrow. Still a lot of work to do.